welcome to my studio. It's early morning on Sunday, and I thought it would be a fun time to kind of just talk. And I don't know if these videos are going to be published ever, but I think it's a good way for me to kind of articulate a little bit about running a small business and what it means, at least for this video. I don't know. Anyway, so welcome to my studio. I've been in small business for the past 15 years, and I started with a business that was very successful, ran for about 12 years, called Hand Brewed Soaps and Sober Soaps. I was in 150 stores throughout the United States in its heyday, did fairs, then didn't have to do fairs anymore because people knew my name. They go to my website. Building the website and having people come to it, that took a while. So if you're in that process, you're doing a great job. I see you. And getting people to your actual website is a journey in itself, and you're doing great. Yeah, we were doing really, really well. COVID hit, and still doing great. And then when the prices started to go through the roof, that's when I started rethinking our soap business, because I wanted to give people affordable soap. I wanted them to have handcrafted soap that was affordable, and didn't come from big box chain. I mean, like, look what's happening. Like, what's this like recall on soaps and lotions? Like, that shouldn't happen. Like, that really shouldn't happen. So, like, that's why if you can, support local Bath and Body Work people. They make small batches. It's very controlled. Most it's much more regulated than these big box chain companies that are mass producing things. Anyway, that's my little PSA on that. So, so knowing that, and knowing that I really liked small business, and being my own boss was just absolutely amazing. I was also a California teacher for 12 years and ran a nonprofit, and having a small business was kind of like a gift to myself. I really liked that, and I also had run it for so long that I didn't want to work for anybody else. So, but I knew that the soaping was done, and I didn't know where to turn next. Fortunately, during that time, my husband got a sabbatical. And we took the whole family, my 3 kids and I, my husband, to Europe. We'd been saving for a big trip like this. And it was the time. So we pulled the kids out of school. That's a whole other story. And we spent a month in France, a month in Germany, a month in Switzerland, and then came home. And each of those countries really left an impression on me. With France, the architecture, the art, the creative energy that was there was amazing. In Germany, it was the recycling programs. Wow. And just nature, how they repurpose things. Switzerland obviously was nature. I mean, and very similar to Germany. We went into Austria for a day or two, and just to see like the woodworking and all of that. So when I got back home, this actually used to be my soap studio. This is where I made all of the soaps. I knew it was time to break up with the soap. I donated a lot of it to this wonderful woman who's continuing the mission of providing soaps to retirement communities, giving them soap. Anyway, I just thought it was a great match. That the vibe of providing soap at a reasonable cost continued. But anyway, so I wanted to create a business and a space that reflected those things, that reflected art, the beauty of art, the art and communicating your feelings through art. And then like wood, and then repurposing things, because we're just, number one, we're killing the environment. Number two, like there's all of these things that are constantly being thrown away that we could reuse, and how do you bring that back? And it's, so I looked through the lens of kind of nostalgia, kind of that kind of thing. Anyway, so I've also been an avid journaler for years and years and years. Starting off with gratitude journals, doing a lot of mixed media, that type of thing. And so I really wanted to incorporate that into my new business with all of the other things that I experienced when I was in Europe. And my daughter actually helped me. She's like, Mom, how about this? Like, how about Ink and Treasure? Like, that should be the name of your new business. And I was like, oh my God, actually, that's wonderful, because what you put down on paper through ink or paint or whatever your medium is a treasure itself. It's the treasure, your treasure within, right? Like, you're expressing that. And then at the same time, taking old things and repurposing them, right? Like, so as to finding old, beautiful books and rebinding them into journals, spiral bound journals, taking like trinkets, right, and making them into journal beads or keychains or whatever, just repurposing fun things that are also very nostalgic, right? Like things like that remind you of who you are. We oftentimes forget who we are. Oh, the sun is coming out. It's early in the morning and the sun is coming out and I'm getting washed out, but doesn't matter. Anyway, so I started doing that. And yeah, so then how do you rebuild a business, right? So, you know, I did everything that I did in the old business. I had my old website and I had, you know, I started there on that platform, and then I just realized that actually getting people to your website, that took me years to do in my old business, because I had to do fairs. I had to get my name out there. And I've been feeling that social media has just been, there's just so much content and so much competition that it's really hard, that I would have to start doing fairs again and all those kind of things to really bring people to my website. So I decided to not invest in that at this point, and taking baby steps to get to that point, because I also, you know, eventually I want to do classes and I want to do, you know, whatever. So I've started on Etsy again. I was on Etsy with my soap store as well. It was kind of like a second. I had my own website, and then I was on Etsy, whatever. And so that's where I'm placing all of my energy right now, is in that platform. Yes, there's competition there. Yes, I'm at the whims of their algorithms or their, you know, pay to play programming. That's the beauty of having your own website, is that you're in complete control. But right now at this point, I'm building up to that point. So anyway, so I'm on Etsy. I'm doing that. And yeah, I'm trying different strategies there. So it's kind of interesting to see. Anyway, that's kind of my story. That's where I am right now. You know, it's been a whirlwind of, you know, running wholesale accounts, working with wholesalers, having my own business, doing shows. I mean, I've done all of it. And now I'm at a point now where, you know, it's the hustle and the bustle and getting yourself out there. And as I'm getting older, I don't want to do all of that as much. I really like a slower life. So yeah, so I'm at it again. I'm trying it again. I'm watching Etsy. I'm watching the ebbs and flows of it. September of 2025, the algorithms have changed, or the titles. I'm feeling that a little bit. I'm doing everything that they want, which is hard. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of interested. Just for those that are on Etsy, I am usually making, you know, I'm small. So like, that's the reality of it, right? Yeah, I'm making probably 3 sales a day right at this point. With social media, I'm kind of an addict with social media. I'm going to be honest. It's really not a good place for me because I can't stop scrolling. So Instagram for me is a very dangerous place. Facebook is a very dangerous place. I've been on TikTok. I actually really like TikTok. It's a different energy over on TikTok, at least what in my feed. Yeah, I can also spend a lot of time there. So I'm trying to find platforms that allow me not to become so addicted to those things. And I know a lot of us struggle with that. I've started, because I'm on Etsy, and normally I have, like, you know, the website that's robust, that has a blog and has all of these things. I've started to go ahead and do Substack. And that, the actual computer aspect of it is great. I like it. It's a blog-like feature. There's email. I've tried all the emails. I've done MailChimp. I've done MailerLite. Anyway, so I'm kind of vibing with this Substack, but I downloaded the app. And then that became a problem for me because the app is very robust as well. There's like a social media kind of a aspect. There's a chat. There's all of these different features that are really, really great. But for me, it's not a good use of my time. And so I'm kind of like trying to figure that out, trying to figure out how social media and it plays into my plan for what I want. Like what's the safe places for me, right? That I don't do these certain patterns that are unhealthy for me. So like Pinterest is a good place for me. YouTube is pretty much a good place for me. But the other places are not so much, just because I have no self-control when it comes to binging, and those platforms are designed that way. So I've written a couple of articles about just kind of my struggle with social media in a business world and what I'm doing. If you're ever interested in that, that's on Substack. But anyway, so this is a little bit about me. I have no idea if I'm going to post this or not. This is kind of a place for me to kind of talk about business and just talk about whatever's on my mind, and you can agree or disagree. If I do post this and there's comments, I'd like to hear what you think. Like, how do you feel about your business? How have you pivoted? What's your relationship with social media? You know, everyone's like, go do it. It's free. It's a free place to talk about your stuff, which it is, but I have no self-control when it comes to that. Anywho. So let me know what you think, or not. And maybe I'll do this again, and maybe I'll post this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Okay, have a good day.